I wonder if these things even work. Hello, check 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. Okay. Well, it looks like the live stream is alive. Let me see if I can do something with this. That might be worse. Yep, it's worse. Okay. Deal with it. All right, YouTube folks. Glad to have you along with us this evening. It looks like our live stream is back with some improvements to the live stream machine. It now has 16 gig of generic RAM, the genericest RAM that I could find. But that is a step up from the 12 gig of mismatched multiple brands, multiple speeds of RAM that were in there before. So now it has a pair of matched 8 gig RAM chips. So it's my understanding that with this motherboard, even though it has 4 slots and could physically accept 2 more RAM chips, 16 gig is as much as it's going to address. So there's no point in filling the other slots. And I'm also of the understanding that 2 8 gig chips are better than 4 gig chips. I don't know why, but that's what I understand. And the other improvement is this thing right here. This was the 4K HDMI video driver. Plugs into a USB port and produces 4K of HDMI video. And 4K is what we need for the monitors that we have. And that was a bit of a challenge, finding an internal monitor card to go in the machine. But we found it and had a rough start with it, but it's working well now. And hopefully those issues are past us now. So this is our first attempt at a live stream. One of the problems that we were having was that partway through the stream would just drop out. So I think that was maybe a RAM issue, but I don't know for sure. So hopefully tonight the stream will last throughout the entirety of the program until I click on the end stream button when we're done. So we'll see what happens, but I'm hoping, I have high hopes tonight will be a successful live stream event. But right now I am going to, let's see, which button? I think it's this button right here. Yeah, I'm going to show you the log. Oh, before I do. Okay. Yeah, I see your note there, Flip. And so is everyone else here in just a moment, unless you delete it right now. Okay, here it goes. I'm going to put the log up here because I'm going to move out of this chair into the next one. Be right back with you. Okay, so I've got the other headset on. Check 1 2 check test. All right. And let's see. Oh my. That's a little frightening. Okay, well this thing is about to start. It looks like in 3 2 1. Where's my script? We can't start on time anyway. 5 10 seconds late. That's the way it's supposed to be. All right, here we go. Good evening, friends, and welcome to the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. Tonight, I'll be working off the Pine Log repeater, but we'll be networked in with Sassafras, Somerville, Crawford, Jersey, Lookout Mountain, Madison, Ball Ground, McDonough, Columbus, Noonan, Moreland, and the Zebulon repeater, as well as the VoIP server. Tonight, our RF coverage will be in excess of 31,000 square miles. Those are the ones with corners. This net takes place every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. I would like to thank everyone who has made the North Georgia GMRS the most expansive and active GMRS net in the country. Let me break. Your net control tonight is Atlanta 946, WQYR 514. My name is Justin, and I am located at Studio B in Woodstock, Georgia. On the net, you can talk about your day's activities, radio equipment, or anything you think we'd like to know. This is a family-based network, and we'd love to hear your family on the air as well as you. So please get your family involved. Once the floor is open, it is permissible to address other members of the net by their name or tactical unit number. The use of your FCC call sign is only required when you sign in and when you sign out of the net. When signing in, please speak slowly because that's how I type, and clearly because that's how I listen. As you give your name, your tactical unit number, your call sign, and your location. 4 things, please. Name, TAC number, call sign, location. At this time, I will take check-ins. Anyone wishing to check in through the VoIP service, please call net control now. Hey, is this thing on? Okay, hearing no VoIP check-ins. I think we'll come back to that here in a little bit. Our VoIP users may still be on North Georgia GMRS time and haven't caught up with the new North Georgia GMRS time. This net control radio savings time has got everybody thrown for a loop, and that's understandable, and we're just going to roll with it and make things work. So at this time, I'm going to ask if we have any guests or any visitors or any new members or any youth members. This would be any visiting transient licensed GMRS operator or any new member of the North Georgia GMRS network or anyone who is a licensed user but not a member but is visiting the area and would like to check in, as well as youth check-ins. Please call net control now.
Control.
Net control 780 WKUB 439.
Atlanta 780. Go ahead, Houston.
Hi, Roger, Justin. I just wanted to let you know you're not coming over the VoIP at all. It must be unlinked.
All right, VoIP may be down. I'll see if I can get a message off to Atlanta 60 and see if he can remedy that situation, and we'll figure it out from there. But at this time, we'll take check-ins from any visitors or any youth members or any guests to the North Georgia GMRS regional net. Please call net control now.
McDonough 28, Daniel, WRJS 440, Jackson.
Net control acknowledging McDonough 28, Daniel in Jackson. Do we have any other new members or guests? Please call net control now.
Member.
Okay, just as a reminder, with a linked network, sometimes it takes a moment for the linking system to connect to all of the various repeaters. So with that in mind, it can be necessary for you to key the mic and take a breath and then begin speaking. Wait just a half a second or so before you begin your transmission because the very first part of it was it gets cut off. So I heard someone in there very briefly, and it sounded like they were saying net control. If you're trying to check in and you're asking for net control, I'm not going to acknowledge you. I'm just going to expect you to check in. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm asking for guests and youth and visitors to check in. Go ahead.
This is Atlanta 136, WRCR TT9, checking in and out this evening.
All right, Aiden, Atlanta 136. I have you in the log as in and out. Thank you for checking in with us this evening. Glad you're able to at least stop in for a minute. Whatever you have going on, I hope you have a great time. And look forward to hearing about it through the week or next week on the net. Good evening, Aiden, and we'll go ahead and move on from there. Anyone else who's trying to check in as a new user, a guest, or a new member, I haven't got you in here, other than Daniel and from Jackson, McDonough 28. So the invitation is still open, but I'm also going to go ahead and accept check-ins from the Pine Log repeater. So any new users, guests, or Pine Log repeater check-ins, please call Net Control now.
This is WRJE 398, Atlanta 299, Steve in Roswell. This is Atlanta 261, WRCT 399, Scott from Holly Springs checking in.
Did anybody get a copy on that last one? I heard a voice in the back of that noise, but I couldn't make it out. Did anybody else copy that?
Negative down on McDonough 22 here.
WQNV 274, Donald from Blairsville, Georgia.
This is Atlanta 295, WRFN 658, Scott from Dallas. This is
Hey, Justin, this is Atlanta 26, WREV 450. Flip in beautiful Druid Hills. I'm here with you, holding up strong.
This is Atlanta 123, WRST 619, Tim in Woodstock. This is Atlanta 172, WRHW 610, Greg from Buchanan, Georgia.
QMN 733, Atlanta 36, Bill, portable, in Waleska.
This is Atlanta 210 WRCK 347, Stephen in Roswell.
From it, and trying to hold his phone down out of the way. He finally opened Zello up, so I was going to remind you to give Zello check on another chance. But I don't know. It just the discovery of America, I guess, is the only thing I could say.
Yeah, all right. Yes, the discovery of America. And I just discovered that our live stream had locked up. Hopefully that's restarted. And also got a comment here that Pine Log is fading in and out. Are you experiencing that as well?
No, sir. I'm not experiencing it on the audio on the RF, but it is on the Zello. It's going in and out.
Okay, but Zello is mostly back, and yes, when we get to the end of the list here, I'll ask for Zello check-ins, and then I will open up the floor and ask for any additional check-ins. But for the time being, let's go ahead and continue on. And yes, with regard to Columbus Day, yeah, for most of us, it's just another day on the calendar, and a lot of communities don't celebrate it at all. And from what I'm seeing here on the Google, as was commented earlier, a lot of communities are celebrating the Indigenous Peoples Day and other events instead of Columbus Day. So, and that's consistent with comments that we've heard this evening. So, all right, Houston. Well, thank you for your assistance tonight. Your comment earlier was very helpful with regard to Zello being down, and we know that it's back up now. We'll be taking Zello check-ins here shortly. Next on my list I have, and I probably didn't spell it right. I'm sure Garrett will have to fill me in on correct spellings. But for the time being, we have Atlanta 439 Lysandra, a check-in by relay in Monument Falls, in and out this evening. And we have Atlanta 430 Genesis, also a relay check-in in Monument Falls, in and out. And that brings me next to Atlanta 438 Garrett, also in Monument Falls. Garrett, how you doing this evening?
Good evening, Justin. I'm doing very well. Lysandra is just going to be Sandro LI, Lima India, Sierra Alpha, November Delta, Romeo Alpha. And Genesis is actually 440. I might have got that mixed up in the beginning there. But I am doing well. Good evening to you and the rest of the net, and definitely to echo your thoughts about having a northern education and what you're taught versus southern, especially with the Civil War. I really enjoy history, and also being a veteran and being in the Army and working for a very high-ranking general in the Air Force, I can concur with you that you are correct. General Robert Lee was probably the epitome of a patriot, and his allegiance was to the Constitution and to his state's Constitution, which at the time was Virginia. So he didn't like the taxation on the textiles and goods that the Union was enforcing. So not to get too sidetracked off of Columbus Day, but again, it kind of coincides with the other ideology of it's all, unicorns, rainbow, and sunshines, and happy dances, in which it's not necessarily that way. So I would echo that. But going back to Columbus, I could only see one benefit, and that was possibly humankind's desire to explore and to I wouldn't say necessarily conquer, but to explore and to go to new places, just as, we've reinstated our space program. But it's Columbus did bring a lot of things terrible here to the North Americas, and he also brought back many terrible things back to Europe. They didn't have antibiotics back then. So with that being said, that's all I have to say about that. This is Atlanta 438. I'm back to net control.
Yeah, very interesting. I made those spelling corrections, so thank you for that. And and we could spend a lot of time talking about the differences in what we were taught with regard to history, but in particular the Civil War, but many, many other things, in the North versus what is taught here. And whether it's right or it's wrong, or it's certainly different. And that I think we can all agree on, is that it is definitely different. And I don't know how it can be justified and why it is that way, but it truly is. So yeah, and I guess we just take that as it is, because there's a lot of things about this country we kind of wished hadn't happened in the past, but they did, good, bad, or indifferent. And history is what it is. All we can do is hope to learn from what we've done in the past and not repeat those mistakes, um, and try to be better people as we move forward. So thank you for that, Garrett, and appreciate those relay check-ins. And I am looking forward to hearing those voices on the air. So I know you're encouraging that, and when the time comes, that will be awesome. I've also corrected the Genesis check-in to 440, so that's in the log now. Next on my list, Atlanta 403. Bobby in White County. Bobby, what does Columbus Day mean to you? Yeah, okay. I know Bobby had made a comment that he was having trouble copying on RF, and there's an issue with the live stream. It looks like my live stream has, on the one page it looks like I'm still broadcasting, but on the other page where I'm monitoring, there's nothing happening. So maybe I'm not broadcasting. I'm not sure. Um, so we still have issues with our live streaming service, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're going to do to fix that. I can't do anything about it while I'm on the air. So we're just going to move on. And unfortunately, our live stream has just let us down again tonight. So I'll have to dig into what's going on and why that failed. Next on my list is Atlanta 308. Dan in Marietta. Dan, what does Columbus Day mean to you?
Well, it's been an interesting conversation tonight. Something I haven't put much thought into before now. I'll give you here. We'll mix it up a little bit. I'll give you a little Columbus Day trivia after browsing the History Channel. The Nina and the Penta were not the actual names of two of his three ships. So you can go look them up and learn more about that. But that was something I did not know, and sort of underscores what a lot of us have said tonight, that some things were taught that might not have been the case. So, very interesting. And to your question on time log, you definitely are fading a little bit as you go through your transmission and then come booming back at the start of a new sentence. So I'm not sure if that's the repeater or something else going on there. Over.
Okay, well, with that information, I have just transitioned over to the standby net control radio, and we'll see if that makes any difference in the quality of the transmission. It could be that this radio has just gotten, it doesn't feel that warm. So I'm not sure why it's why it might be misbehaving, or if it's mine, or if it's somewhere else in the system. But that's good information, good feedback to have during the net. So appreciate that. And I'm curious. So the Nina and the Pinta were not the actual names of those vessels. Um, what's particularly curious is the individual who made mention of those ships' names um, earlier this evening is that he's a Southerner. I mean, born and raised. So he was of the impression it was a Nina Pinta and Santa Maria. So definitely we'll have to explore that in depth after the net and learn more about that. So we'll see. We'll see what comes from that. But that's good stuff. I appreciate the insight there and the little peek of curiosity. So thank you for that, and also for the feedback with regards to the audio fading on the radio. On a different radio at the moment, so hopefully that fading issue has stopped. Next on my list, I have Atlanta 244, Billy in Ball Ground. Billy, how you doing this evening, and what does Columbus Day mean to you? Atlanta 244, Billy in Ball Ground. Are you still with us, or were you in and out? Yeah, okay, we're going to go ahead and mark Billy as in and out, and if he has an opportunity to jump in here a little bit later, he's more than welcome to. With that, we'll go ahead and move on to McDonough 22, Tim in Stockbridge. Tim, were you able to hang out with us, and what does Columbus Day mean to you? All right. Well, Tim gave us a heads up that he might not be able to stick around, so I'm going to go ahead and show Tim as in and out on the log tonight. That brings me next to Atlanta 360. Chris, also in Atlanta, and Chris indicated he was in and out tonight. So that brings me to the end of my list. At this time, I'm going to ask for any VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol check-ins. Anyone wishing to check in using the Zello app, please call Net Control now.
This is Atlanta 420 WRFS 771. I'm coming over RF, tried with the VoIP and had a little problem. Let me know and check in. This is Newton 35 WRCQ 290. Just checking in and out. Thank you.
All right. I heard Atlanta 420 said that he had attempted to check in on VoIP and had a little difficulty, so he was making an RF check-in. William, I've got you in the log. I understood that the VoIP was down at the beginning but had been recovered, but was also audio was choppy on it throughout, so I'm not sure what was going on there. But we've got you in the log, and we'll come back to you here in a moment for your comments. Also in the log, I have Noonan 35 Walter in Noonan, Georgia. Actually, Yes, in Noonan, Georgia. So thank you, Walter, for your check-in this evening. It's good to hear from you. Do I have any other VoIP check-ins? Please call Net Control now. Okay, any late check-ins from any repeater anywhere? Any late check-ins? Anyone wishing to check in to the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net? Please call Net Control now.
This is Atlanta 210, WRCK 347, Stephen in Roswell.
This is WRAH 210, Craig in Ackworth.
This is Atlanta 57, WQZC 882, Andrew and Holly Springs. Going to be short time in and out this evening. Good night, everyone.
This is Atlanta 291, WQIJ 279, Nick in Ackworth.
Okay, Net Control will now take, Net Control will now acknowledge the following check-ins. We have Atlanta 210, Stephen in Roswell. And next we have WRAH, I believe that was 210, Craig in Ackworth. Thank you, Craig, for checking in with us this evening. Next I have Atlanta, I have my tongue all wrapped up around my teeth. I have Atlanta 57, Andrew in Holly Springs. Andrew is in and out with us tonight, short time. Thank you, Andrew, for checking in with us. Hope all is well, and go Braves. Next on my list, I have Atlanta 291, Nick in Ackworth. Got you in a log tonight, Nick. It's great to hear from you, and we'll come back to you here in just a moment. Atlanta 210, Stephen in Roswell. I'm sorry, that's not correct. We're going to go to Atlanta 420, William in Roswell. I knew it was Roswell. I just got the wrong name and TAC number. But 420, William in Roswell, checking in on RF. How you doing this evening, William? And what does Columbus Day mean to you?
Roger that, Justin. Been doing good. Haven't talked on the net here for a while there, and so good to hear some of you. Stay current and stay on the air. We love listening to you. So what does Columbus Day mean? I thought other folks know that that's National Union Day. Pay your taxes, you know what I'm saying? Over.
Oh, man, I lost your comments in the noise there. I was able to pick out bits and pieces of it, but I think I lost the root of what you were saying there. If you could come back with your last couple of sentences, I'd appreciate it.
Roger that, a little levity. To the families.
Well, that was an interesting little burst of noise there. It wasn't you. I'm not quite sure what that was. Can you try one more time, William? I'm sorry, but I'd sure like to hear your comments.
Roger. This is 420, I'll be standing.
All right, William. Well, we had some interference there again. your signal was much improved, but there was some kind of interference there, and I couldn't tell. It almost sounded like a intermod, like a carrier on top of you, but I'm not sure what that was. Couldn't make it out. Couldn't understand what you were saying. So sorry about that. Hopefully we can get that resolved and get you back on the air real soon. Next on my list, I have Noonan 3-5. Walter in Noonan. It's great to hear from you, and glad to have you on the North Georgia GMRS net. What does Columbus Day mean to you?
Good evening, Justin. It is good to hear your voice again. Columbus Day means that some people don't get a chance to stay home and not go to work, and I can't complete all of the errands that that's really what it means to me. Unfortunately, I have a couple of privileges even in these people who have got trampled over by LSTV history. So I don't have any more local connection to that. Living that way.
WQZD 787, that is obvious intentional interference, and we are recording all of this. Stand notified. I'm sorry about that, Walter, but we had someone interfering with your transmission. We had a very difficult time copying you, but I understand that Columbus Day carries a very different meaning for a lot of people based on perspectives and education and background and that sort of thing. So I didn't quite copy your comments, but just know that I'm finding this conversation to be very enlightening, and learning that there are a lot of different ideas and perspectives on what Columbus Day is and was and what it represents to different people. So we're going to attempt to move on and see if we can check in with Atlanta 210, Stephen in Roswell. Stephen, what does Columbus Day mean to you?
Justin, I've had the privilege, well, everyone has been talking about Columbus, to do a little research, and my childhood conceptions have been what we call the, that was all fake news. Looking closer, he arrived in the Bahamas. He never made it to North America. His end of his trip, he was in the Dominican Republic and then went to South America. And the Vikings beat him by 500 years to North America, which he never set foot on. So, you know, he's really just a pirate, and I'm glad I still at least get the day off to celebrate, which is kind of unique for private enterprises.
Roger that, and yeah, I suppose you know, just a pirate. That's another interesting way to look at it, and I've not heard that one yet. But I'm gonna have to just add that into the mix of perspectives, and I'm gonna have to do a little search of history myself and see what I can come to, you know, from what I can find out there, because these are all things that, you know, I just really hadn't given much thought of over the years. Columbus Day was never a holiday that I really had given any thought to. So that's interesting stuff, and appreciate your perspective and your comments. And yeah, I don't know that I've ever, Columbus Day is ever a day that I've ever gotten off in any of the jobs that I've held, and we don't get it off on the railroad. I've got quite a stack of things to tackle on Columbus Day, so we'll have to dig into that when it comes on Monday. But appreciate that, Stephen. It was great to hear from you. It's been a little bit, but you're always welcome to check in on the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. Next on my list, I have a guest, WRAH, I believe it was 210. Craig in Ackworth. Craig, what does Columbus Day mean to you? And welcome to North Georgia GMRS.
Hey, Justin, appreciate it. Hopefully I'm getting into Pine Log okay. Haven't checked in a while. As a lot of the other operators have stated, it seems like a lot of the stuff I remember learning in school up north wasn't entirely true. That having been said, I really don't remember any specific, celebrations or anything occurring along with that over the years, aside from when I was in the military. Of course, being federal, we get that day off if we were just back at our home station. Of course, being in a deployed location, it was no bueno. Probably on 12-hour shifts and that kind of stuff during those time frames. But aside from that, that's about all I have to say as far as that goes. Just like to say hello to everybody on the net. Sounds like it's a good one tonight. Glad I decided to monitor and check in. Back to you.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're glad to have you on the net. And excuse me while I ignore this phone call. Yeah, all right there. Glad to have you in here and appreciate your service. Thank you for that. And welcome to the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. Looking forward to hearing more from you as we go. Glad you were able to monitor and find us here. Next on my list, and yeah, with regard to serving in the military and Columbus Day, yeah, I suppose when you're deployed, there probably aren't very many holidays that you get to celebrate under deployment, but back stateside is a different matter. So hopefully your deployments were short and uneventful and adventurous at all at the same time. So with that, I'm going to move on to Atlanta 5-7, Andrew in Holly Springs. Andrew was in and out with us tonight, and that brings me to our last check-in so far, Atlanta 291, Nick in Ackworth. Nick, what does Columbus Day mean to you?
Good evening, Justin. Good evening to the net. Well, I share your sentiments. It's not a official company holiday, but it is what it is. Hear mentions of the Nina Pinta in Santa Maria. I couldn't help but think perhaps if Columbus had landed on the West Coast, it'd be the Nina Pinta in Santa Monica. But anyway, don't really have a whole lot of thoughts around it. It just kind of comes and goes like another holiday. But yeah, got to get ready to go to the Atlanta office tomorrow, so wish me the best. Anyway, I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, sorry to hear about the obligations for the Atlanta office, but farewell. It's good knowing you. Hope that it's uneventful and you can make a safe return, and especially on a Friday. But appreciate you putting in the effort and keeping things working for the railroad. So that's good stuff. And yes, the Santa Monica that brought a chuckle to my mind, thinking of the Mambo number 5, a little bit of Monica in my life. So I'm not sure if that's the direction that you were going, but that's the direction you sent me in. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and at this time open up the floor and ask for any additional check-ins. Anyone wishing to make any comments to any member of the net or any comments or late check-ins, please call net control now.
291 for net. One more comment.
Go ahead, 291.
Perhaps if it were the Santa Monica, he would have experienced some peer pressure when he docked. Anyway, I'll hang it up for the night.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, but but thank you for that. All right, any additional comments, questions, or late check-ins? Call net control now.
Net control, this is Atlanta 123.
Atlanta 123. Go ahead.
Had a question for our guest this evening, Russell. I don't remember his call sign there, but I understand he was or is ham, and I was just curious. Where does he spend most of his time on the amateur side? Does he do any 2 meter, 70 centimeter, any local repeaters he hangs out on?
WRJQ 235 Russell. Member is asking if you spend any time on any particular band or any particular repeater, where you might be encountered by other members of the North Georgia GMRS net that are hams. Russell, are you still in here with us, and can you answer that?
All right, well, I guess he's gone for the evening, so maybe I'll catch him on one of the repeaters there. Thanks a lot.
All right, Tim. After the net, remind me, and I will send some additional information to you. Any additional comments, late check-ins? Net Control, one last call, and we'll wrap this thing up.
The 438 to Net Control.
Oh, just in time, 438. Go ahead.
Hey, Justin, just FYI, when that interference was going on, I heard that reverb, like I told you about a couple months ago, and it was on 625 all the way up to like 800. So I don't know if you want to let Gary know. I wasn't able to get my phone in time to record it, but just information there during that interference.
All right, we'll make note of that, and I know that it's being looked at. I don't know if any determination is being made. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that comment. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Of course, once the net is closed, anyone wishing to continue is welcome to make use of the repeaters throughout the evening. But for now, we're going to conclude the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. We had a total of 29 check-ins with at least one duplication, so it's probably more like 28 or 27 or, I don't know, 21. Who knows? 29 is the number I'm going to use for the official declaration of our count tonight. Net Control will be returning the repeater back to normal use. Everyone that signed in should sign out. Thank you for allowing me to be your Net Control tonight. Good night, everyone. Atlanta 946, WQIR 514. I'll be clear.
Net Control 0.
780.
Roger. For that second, Stephen, was an Atlanta 210-210. I didn't look it up yet, but we may have had one more.
I've got a total of 3 Stevens from Roswell in a log. So I had a Atlanta 299 Steve in Roswell, and I had a 210 Stephen in Roswell, and I have another Stephen in Roswell without a TAC number. So we had 3. I think one of them may have been a duplicate.
Roger. Okay. Appreciate it. I'll clear Atlanta 780, WQUV 439. Clear the net.
This is Atlanta 471.
Late check-in, just so we can make it 3-0. This is Atlanta 60, monitoring. WQIU 407. Good evening, everybody.
I've got your late check-in in the log.
This is 253 WQNB 274, clear.
This is Atlanta 123, WRFD 619, clear.
Newton 35, WRC
Atlanta 26, WRAV 450, clear.
Atlanta 291, WQAJ 279 will be clear.
Atlanta 299, WRJ 398, clear.
Atlanta 438, Atlanta 439, and Atlanta 440, clear. Have a good evening, everybody.
Atlanta 6, WRCR 9, clear the net. Good night, everybody.
Atlanta 261, WRCT 399, clear.
Atlanta 172, WRHW 610, clear the net.
Atlanta 26, Atlanta 946, WQIR 514.
Atlanta 780.
This Atlanta 780, WQUV 439. Stand by just a minute. I think Justin's trying to get a hold of Flip.
Yeah, he's not answering. He must have turned his radio off. So I'll go ahead and clear WQIR 514, Atlanta 946. In the clear. Go ahead with your traffic.
Hi, Roger. Unit calling Atlanta 780, WQUV 439. Well, I may have been hearing things, Justin. 780, WQUV 439, clear.
Yeah, I heard it too, but that's all right. Yeah, I'll be clear off the air. WQIR 514, Atlanta 946 will be through for the evening.
WRCR 952, McDonough 22, clear of the net, and sorry I had to bug out on you, Justin, but could be helped there. This is Atlanta 420 WRFS 771.
Atlanta 420, this is Atlanta 123. You're coming in fine now, William. I don't know what was going on earlier unless we had some mischief maker out there that was doubling and stepping on folks, but that transmission came through just fine there, over.
Roger that. Yeah, I appreciate that. I was trying to reach out to Houston there a little bit. Mr. Houston, I'm sure you're listening in there. I apologize. Tonight it just kind of seemed like I was a slow car trying to get on a busy freeway there. So 7-3s to everyone, and the net sounded really good tonight. But yeah, I was trying to throw in a little humor in there tonight, but that doesn't work out too good when there's something that's transmitting over that. It's not funny if you got to repeat yourself over and over. Over.
Well, I'd, not sure what's going on there, but glad it's working better now. I know you had sent me some tests there about the Columbus and the 5 families and taxes and stuff. I think Colorado was the first state to have a Columbus Day holiday because of the large percentage of Italians that lived in Colorado at that time. Over.
Yeah, roger that. I was using a little levity saying, yeah, that's the National Tax Day for the Italian people. You know, he's going to interrupt you back to Caesar. Run during the Caesar, what is Caesar? You know, over.
Roger that. All right, William. Well, glad the radio's working. Sorry you got stepped on and had problems there, but I would definitely recommend RF in the future as opposed to Zello because you never know when it's going to be up and down there. You have a good evening, sir. If you want to get out and play radio, call out sometimes. Still looking for that first contact on the Hampshire side. Don't know if you've been playing there or not. Over.
Roger that. Yeah, I was getting a little confused. I was having trouble with the RF with my handheld, which has always been reliable with the tactical antenna. And I've got my rig downstairs all set up with the Yagi antenna. I just have to rerun all the coax cable there so it's all laid out properly and not doubling over. And so there's not any interference coming from that. But I'll get around to it. But, boy, I'm really excited to hear all the different and new names and tax out there. So fantastic. I'm really happy to hear all that. So, Justin, it was a good net tonight. I'm sorry I came in a few minutes late there to get check-in. I was on a telephone call. And so... but appreciate it with everyone in there. And the Zillow tried to check in on that, and that's where the issue was coming up. I tried a couple times, and there was a transmission that came through, and then I switched over to RF, but it was still happening. So it was just timing wasn't that well tonight. So 7-3s, everyone. Atlanta 420, WRFS 771. I'm clear on your file.
Hey, roger that. Well, you have a good evening. Nice hearing you in there. We will talk to you later, sir. Atlanta 123, WRFP 619, clear.
McDonald 22, WRCO 952. Just wanted to jump in and say sorry we missed your comments tonight, William, and but you are sounding good now. Don't know what that junk was about before, but it wasn't your fault there, Roger. I'm not sure I'm getting out here. I kind of went down in a hole there. McDonald 22, WRCR 952. I'm clear.
Loud and clear, Tim. 780 WQUV 439, clear.
Hey, go ahead, Houston, 780, McDonald 22, back to you.
Hey, Roger. 780 WQUV 439. I just want to let you know you getting out whatever hole you in. You're sounding good.
Hey, Roger, appreciate it. I was over here on this Rock Quarry Road, which kind of got a lot of ups and downs to it, and I found out a couple times before when I was trying to transmit at certain spots I don't get out too well. But anyway, while I got you on here, I just thought I'd tell you, I got that power supply that I ordered, the one that is just like yours. You got the same label on the side, the same numbers and all that stuff. So I don't have a radio to put it in service with yet, but anyway, it looks like a nice little power supply. I'm going to get me a computer cord with 3 wires in it, you know, so I have the full ground and everything to hook up to it. And when I get me another Kenwood, then maybe I'll start off with the UT-72 antenna, just magnet mount, because that should work from inside my house. And eventually I'll get me an outdoor antenna there, Roger.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Sounds like a band plan. Hey, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I've had real good luck with mine, and it's on now. It's been on all day today, and I think the fan come on about twice. But it's running, it's charging a battery and running 4 radios right now.
Hey, Roger, well, you can't beat that. It looks like a sturdy little unit, like the thermal fan that's on it and all the good stuff. But anyway, I appreciate the heads up on it. I was looking for something that I could afford as a good power supply and wasn't sure what to get. So that was right within my budget when I needed it. And so come in real handy there. But I got to get out of this mobile and get in the house here and carry some food in. So I'm going to get out of here and let you go, Houston. Thanks again. 73 is back to you. WRCR 952. McDonald 22, clear.
Hey, Roger, Tim, you're welcome anytime. I hope, like I said, I hope you enjoy it and hope it's as good as mine have been. And I've got 2 of them. They've been real good. Take care. Get you later, Atlanta 780 WQUV 439. I'm clear.
Uh, 780, this is Atlanta 420 WRFS 771.
Atlanta 420, Atlanta 780 WQUV 439. Go ahead.
Wanted to say hello to you. Hadn't heard from you in a while. Hope everything's been going good.
Hey, it has, William. I noticed I hadn't heard from you in a little while. I didn't know where you were out of town or what, but it's good to hear you on here.
Yeah, roger that. No, I've just been busy doing some projects here. Tim there had been helping me with some advice on the painting of the decks that I was trying to get accomplished. And I've been riding just to kind of stay relaxed and comfortable there. And then I was having just radio issues there, and I just didn't have time to sit down and try to figure out the problems there, so I just kind of set it aside to work on it another time there. Over.
Hey, Roger. Okay. Well, sounds like you got everything worked out, at least on GMRS. I know I've had some problems with the 1.25 meter band here, but I think I've got it pretty much straightened out. With 3 different antennas and 2 different radios, I believe I can get out on it now.
Roger that. Sounds good. Yeah, Tim, Atlanta 123 there. I know he's been getting out on some of the other bands there. So I hope you guys have been able to make some good contacts there. I've been just kind of doing a little creative writing with the Facebook and also posting some into the group there. So I'm still trying to maintain a connection there. It's just I just hadn't had time to get on the radio there. Over.
Hi, Roger. Yes, sir. Well, sometimes that happens. You just have to live with it and do the best you can. And it's good to hear you back on for a while. I don't get on Facebook that much, so I probably missed your additions to it. So I just me and Facebook don't get along real good together. And half the time I can't remember my password to turn it on.
And I went shopping for my coupons there to get logged in. Had to go home to get it figured out there. Over.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, okay. Let me get off of this thing, will you? Sound like our Kier might be back.
730 Houston, I appreciate that. So you take care there. This is Atlanta 420 WRFS 771. Clear on your final.
All right, William. You have a good one. 73's to you. Catch you later. Atlanta 780 WQUV 439. I'm clear.
Donna 22. This is Atlanta 420 WRFS 771.